Yes. Am I audible and the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible and the screen is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much for the organizers, uh, like as well as the Christ the King Engineering College, and for this particular thought on about celebrating the World Disability Day, which is even though initiated by Indian Red Cross Society, we do have a heart to celebrate or think about celebration, just creating awareness and thinking and helping the people who are actually in need. Okay, so this made me to read and go through and come across the things what I need to share. So based on that, the outline of my discussion will be: first I will be sharing with you what is ability, second about disability, and next the need for World Disability Day. Then about the prevention of disability, there are three main causes, that is primary, secondary, as well as tertiary. At these three particular levels, we can actually prevent the disability. And some of the caregiving tips for the family with disability, as well as since you are an engineering college is organizing this, I thought of rehabilitation engineering. So what the engineers can actually contribute towards this some handling of these issue for the people with the disability, as well as the various tools that are now available, the tools and gadgets that are available for disability management. Okay, so this will be the flow of my talk. And first, what is ability? Each and everyone is born with an ability. So we should be thankful for the God Almighty for providing this particular ability. This ability can be mental or physical power or particular skill that makes it possible to do something. If you are able to lift a pen, that is also ability. If you are able to ride a bicycle, that is also an ability. If you are able to read something, that is also an ability. So the ability actually matters, and we are acquiring these skills continuously throughout our life. We are trying to learn. So if we have this nature of our life, then it will be really an interesting one. I don't mean that there are hurdles, there are not any hurdles in our life. There will be so many hurdles, but over to that, we should try to improve our ability each and every day. Okay. So what is actually disability? This is actually a condition that makes it more difficult for a person to do certain activities or effectively interact with the world around them. That can be actually socially or materially also. You might have seen some people, they are not able to interact with us because of they can't speak, or because they can't hear, or some of the people, they can't see what is going around them, or some of them will be having all these senses perfectly well, but their mind is not in control with them, so they are not able to interact with the people. These all things make the disability. So these conditions or impairments may be cognitive, developmental, intellectual, mental, physical, sensory, or a combination of multiple factors. So you can see the image what I am sharing to you. There are various forms of disability: people who can't walk, people who can't stand up, or people who can't see, or people who can't speak, or who can't hear, like that. There are so many things. So these are the different disability conditions. Okay, and there are over, if we look into the key facts that has been shared by the WHO, there are over 1 billion people around the world who are living with some form of the disability, and this number of disability is dramatically increasing. Almost everyone is like form of have we ourselves, if we feel I am perfectly all right, but I might have felt this disability, that is I'm not able to do something at a certain time point, but how we take it up to our mind, how we are overcoming it, all those things really matters. So these people with disability are disproportionately affected during the COVID-19 pandemic. So the COVID-19 pandemic has had a huge impact on the entire world, being it at any walks of life, like people who are employed or who are not employed, who are daily wages, everyone was being very much affected. And in that, this disability people, they were more affected. They couldn't go and easily reach their needs, and they access to the. So, there's an urgent need to scale up this disability inclusion at all levels of the healthcare system, particularly primary healthcare system. So, that is the agenda which has been given by the UN nations, that we should help the people with disability to overcome this pandemic situation. Okay. So, the International Day of Persons with Disabilities is observed on this particular day of December 3rd. It is promoted by United Nations since 1992, and this aims to promote an understanding of disability issues and mobilize the support for dignity, rights, and well-being of persons with disability. See, we are all concerned about people. If a person is not able to walk, you are feeling sad. Okay, that is a concern. But we personally believe more and more reformation should come in India. Like the roads are not accessible, the stores are not accessible. Like all the, if you think of a departmental store, is everything accessible to a physically challenged person? Are they able to come out and move in their wheelchair itself? And no, how is our transport system? Do we have the facility to lift a passenger with the in the wheelchair itself? No. So these systems should be reformed and changed, and we should also see that their rights of them should be enabled. So like if we are in certain places and positions, we should see that in our surroundings, is it accessible? Yes. So the education is also common for all these affected individuals, also people with disability also, but are they being provided properly? Are our buildings and schools and all facilities, are they situated or in like build that way? Like that, we should have some thoughts. Okay. So how can we prevent disability? We can prevent disability at 3 levels. First is primary level, action taken prior to the onset of disability. Before the disability occurs, we should take some action. Secondary prevention, the action which halts the progress of the disability at its incipient stage and prevents complications. Then we have to stop it from be some early diagnostic methods, like to test if there is an infection which is going to spot the measures that will be taken to reduce or limit impairments and disabilities, and it should minimize the suffering caused by the existing disability. Okay, so this all these primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention are essential. So the primary is we should prevent before that happens. Second, that is we should halt the spread. The third, if it is happened, how we should help them. Okay, so the general preventive measures, what will be the primary preventive measures? So the marriages between the very close blood relatives should be avoided for the prevention of hereditary disorders. Why? Because if there will be always some disease susceptible genes that will be situated in individuals, but when a marriage is being done between very closely relative individuals, that there is a chances of the two genes coming together which are of not good for that particular individual, which is going to cause the disability, some form of disability. So that should be avoided. Then pregnancy should be avoided before the age of 18 and also after the age of 35. Then consult a doctor before planning the pregnancy if there is the incidence of birth defects in a family. If there is continuous cases of blindness or deafness, or the persons who can't walk, some amputation difficulty is there, the before planning the pregnancy they can ask for the doctors, because some of them are not really inherited, like by chance sporadically that has happened in a particular generation. So it is not essential that it should always affect a particular individual, so that should need to be prevented, that can be easily prevented. And also you can get it clarified from the doctors. Okay. Then care during pregnancy, the hard physical work should be avoided, and the some sporty activities should be also avoided. Then unnecessary taking of drugs as well as the medications, that should be avoided. And avoid exposure to x-rays and any kind of radiation, that need to be also avoided. And avoid exposure to illness like measles, mumps, especially during the first 3 months of pregnancy. So a pregnant mother should be very careful that she is staying away from diseases, because if there is a viral infection that is actually occurring for a mother, this can in turn affect the fetus and it can affect the growing child. So the care should be taken, and the hard sporty activities should be prevented. Then the lead poisoning should be prevented. How is lead poisoning entering into the system? Lead poisoning is entering into the system by the way of so many, what is it, by painting, by the dyes that are in the newspapers, like that. Then pregnant women should take well balanced and proper diet, which is being supplemented with green leafy vegetables, proteins as well as vitamins. These days the children are going away, they are away from that of the vegetarian diet. So even though you are a non-vegetarian lover, please also share and take certain proportions of vegetarian diet, which is being supplemented by green leafy vegetables as well as fruits, as well as the vegetables. So make your plate colorful. Let it be complemented with all the colors of the rainbows, like a color of the rainbow. You can have the different vegetables of different colors, fruits of different colors, and have a small proportion of the carbohydrates. Okay, so that is really good. And the women of childbearing age, they should take folic acid daily, and folic acid as well as iron tablets, they should be taken, which is very essential to prevent the iron deficiency anemia. And mother, she should be gaining 10 kgs of weight during the entire term period of pregnancy, and she should have a regular medical checkup, and they should also take the tetanus injection. Okay, this is a vaccination which is taken to prevent the adverse effect of Clostridium tetani. So that should be taken. And the mother whose age is less than 18, whose weight is less than 38, they are all at high risk of pregnancy. And those they should monitor it very carefully. And if there is a swelling of the feet, headache, persistent continuous headache, continuous fever, difficulty or pain in the passing the urine, or bleeding from the vagina, or yellowness of eyes is there, that is the jaundice condition, then they should consult the doctor properly. Then next will be the care at the time of birth. The delivery should be conducted by a trained personnel and preferably in a hospital. And babies who are born with a low birth weight, that is less than 2.5 kg, they may be needing neonatal intensive care support. And if the baby's head appears to be abnormally small or large, then the physician should be consulted, and the babies soon after the birth they should be breastfed. Okay, it should be started immediately, and this birth they will have antibodies. This breast milk immediately will have antibodies, and that will be actually protective. So since I am from the department of immunology, let me tell you, there are some life saving antibodies in the breast milk of a mother, and this is which is also secreted in this particular colostrum, or the immediate milk which is coming after, soon after the birth of a child. So that should be provided to the baby, and this can act like a paint. You know, when you are using a paint to a wall, it will protect it from the fungal infections. Likewise, when this breast milk is fed for a baby, this will go and coat the alimentary canal, and it will prevent the baby from developing some the pathogenic diarrhea and dysentery, like that it will be preventing. And next will be the early childhood care. If the baby should be taken care immediately, properly, and if the child's temperature is rising above 101 degree, then they should be taken immediately to the doctor, and should see that the fit doesn't come for the child. And every child should be immunized, okay, against infectious diseases as per the recommended schedule of immunization. So here you will be having a doubt, what kind of schedule we should go for. There are, if you go to a private hospital, they will give a very big chart, and if you go to a government hospital, they will give you a simple chart, which chart you need to follow. You can follow the chart that is prescribed by a government hospital, okay, that is sufficient. And World Health Organization looks into that. The whole nation is being, or world is being immunized against the deadly and dangerous diseases, okay. And we should see that the child doesn't have too much of contact with the paint, newsprint, ink, and the toys also, they should not have so much of toys. They should not lick in or bite the toys, like that. You should take care of that properly. And precautions should be taken against head injury as well as the accidents. And should see that the child gets a well balanced diet and clean drinking water, okay. This is very essential. We should introduce the child to additional food when the child is 4 to 6 months old. And vitamin A deficiency leads to night blindness, so that should be prevented by use of vitamin A supplementation. Now, soon after the birth of the child itself, they are giving the multivitamin drops. So those things should be given as prescribed by the doctor, okay. Then a child should be protected from meningitis as well as the encephalitis by providing a hygienic environment which is free of overcrowding, as well as the common salt should be iodized as a precaution against goiter as well as the cretinism. Nowadays, we are all aware about the iodized salt, and the salt packets what we are buying from our shops, they are all itself iodized. So it is good that they will be preventing the goiter as well as the cretinism. These diseases they will be preventing. And you should not allow the child to use hairpins, matchsticks, or pencils to remove the wax from the ears. So the child or children, they have the tendency of playing these with the ears, so that shouldn't be allowed, okay. So then over noise, that is a really, nowadays it is a really a risk. So people and children, they are being exposed to the high levels of noise, and whenever they are being exposed to high levels of noise, ear protectors should be used to reduce the level of noise. And at any case, you should not slap a child over the face, as it can cause the injury of the eardrum, and consequent hearing loss can also happen. So don't slap anyone on the face. Okay. Caregiving tips for the families of people with disabilities. How we can, what are the some of the caregiving tips for the families with disabilities? If a family that cares for someone with a disability in a family, whether it may be an adult or a child, there it is, the everyday life of those family are really challenging. And the caregiving person should stay healthy as well as positive. Okay, so they should be informed, that is they should know and be aware of the properly about the affected individual's health condition, and to whom should they approach if there is any help that is essential. And you should see also the other family members, how they are taking care of. Is there any signs of mental or physical abuse is there or not? That should be looked into. Then the support, we can get support from family. So that is really a challenging event when the like when an affected individual is being suffering, and you can to give a care is also difficult. So you can take help from the nearby family and members as well as the friends. And also you can join some local or online support group system and can get some support. Then you should be an advocate. That means they should interact properly. Let me tell an example. If you are planning for a vacation with a disability person who is in wheelchair, then if you are planning for a beach vacation, you should check and ask the resort that where you are going to stay, whether it is having the wheelchair access, can the person move freely, is it possible for them to enjoy the vacation, all those things like that. Then it should be empowering, whenever the person with disability also reaches some milestone, we should be able to celebrate that. Okay. And you should take care of yourself. That is the caring for a family member with disability is really a tiresome experience. You should work hard to maintain the relationship of your own, as well as your hobbies. And you can also take a small break, the evening walk. It is not essential that 100% of time you have to pay attention to that particular person. You can entrust the responsibility for some time to another person, and you can go for a walk, you can go for a relaxing bath. You can, these things will help to rejuvenate yourself. Then there should be a balance in the family maintained. If there is a child who is being affected, if 100% of care is only given to the particular child who is being affected, what will be happening to the other child who is not affected? So that for that particular child also we should give some care. Okay. Now so this is the first part, and next we are going to discuss about the tools for disabilities. Okay, the tools for disabilities we are going to discuss, and how engineering has contributed, the rehabilitation engineering has contributed. What are the small devices? Nowadays we know we have so many super smart Android phones that are able to do very many things. It is not essential that you have to call to call a person, you need to dial. You can even ask the uh, give your voice to call a particular person. Okay, uh, call Jansi, then it's the mobile is going to call Jansi, like that. There are so many tools have been created for these handling these disabilities also. So let us discuss this in the next half of the session. By this way, does anyone want to interact or tell anything or get anything clarified? Uh, should I give a small pause? Does anyone want to interact, or I can continue?
Yes, ma'am. This is Siddharthan, ma'am. Uh,
Okay.
Ma'am, actually, you told about the toys and all, ma'am, right?
Yes, yes,
What type of toys are safer for child, ma'am? Actually, we have more choices are there. If
yes,
there is no safer toys, means can we create a safer toy with a new engineering tool like 3D printing? Because we engineering students are
yeah,
building 3D printing. And if there is any suggestion, you can tell about that
yes,
more detail,
yes.
ma'am. We have the competitions also, ma'am.
Oh, sure. So that is a nice idea. What you have really thought about, whatever the materials that are free of this toxic substances like lead, those are all really good. So you can create the toys which are made from the soil, yes, like clay soil, or you can make it from wood. That need not be really painted. You can, so in Montessori way of education, if you see, the toys or tools what will be made, for example, if a triangle will be made, then that will be the child will be able to hold it and study the shape of it. If a circle is there, if a ball it is going to handle, like the this it can actually hold it in the hand and use the fingers, like that. So these things, whatever made from natural material, that is really good. So these days we are attracted by so many attractive things, and false and pseudo attractions are gaining our attention, so we can go for it. Nowadays there are some toys, like I am not an ambassador of those toys, but they call it as Fisher brand toys, like they are very costly, but they claim that they don't have toxic metals inside, and the children, when they want to when they are their teeth is growing, they like to bite something and play. At that time, then they are asking this Fisher brand toys to be given. uh, but olden days, what our parents and grandparents they did was, they made the murukku, okay, the snacks, and they gave to the child. So the child was happy to bite. It will bite, it want to bite something. The tendency is like that, because the teeth is starting to come out. So at that time, so the so you can, as you have thought about, you can make the things from plant based, then from naturally from some these clay things, you can make these toys. These toys will be, should also educate the individual, and it should also give the work to the fingers as well as the brain. For example, a jar, you can inside the jar you have to fill the things, like there will be if there are the different shapes of substances, you are going to add this in a particular order. If you add only, that box will be filled. Otherwise, with one block itself you are going to block it. Okay, so such kind of tools, play things can be made. Then some small wheels kind of thing, what can they want to, their eyes are moving, right? So they want to see that it is moving. So you can, with some spring and the axle way of thinking or incorporation, you can make with the help of some ropes to some parts of things to move, like that you can make. Yes, uh, is it
Yes,
okay?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, we have a government has taken initiative like Toykathon, ma'am. last year they have a competition. Government of
Yes.
India taken initiative Toy Kathan, because most of the toys are coming from China. So they taken initiative that why can't we create in India? So
Yes.
they said that it should be toy should be created for childrens. So we
Okay.
thought some idea, but we cannot get a clear idea, ma'am. So
Okay. Okay.
in future, student, I will give the contact also, ma'am. In future, some students, if they are interested, they will contact and please guide us, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
And
And those days we were using the coconut leaf, no, we used to make toys. We will make some small toys and we will play with those toys, and we will with the small the dress material what is left over, then we will make stitch dresses for the toys. Then with some plant material we will collect the things. With some small coconut shell we may be playing with the sand and all those things. But these days those kind of games are not encouraged, or they are getting being forgotten. But nowadays it has been coming back. I had a friend, and that friend, she told she's teaching her children to play the game with some small beads, like with pallankuli, like so such kind of games are also nowadays coming back. The grandparents are teaching them and they are learning. And uh, so there what is the investment is only the tamarind seeds, or any seed of color like manjadi, or the maybe that is actually regional, right? From different places, depending upon the availability they are using and they are playing, right? Yeah. So such kind of games and playthings can be encouraged. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, one more question, ma'am. In some websites, they are promoting some toys like before the 6 months, the teeth of the child will be somewhat irritating. So you can give this toy. So always the I saw a picture that, like, that toys will be always bitten by the child and it will be safe. Whether it is like that, ma'am, or
that is why I told you, know, that the brand is also Fisher brand, like that they are calling. But we can't 100% claim that that will not have any injurious substance at all. That is why the people used to give little solid food for children, like some small snacks made at home, not which is bought from shops. So that will be, if they want to bite for some time, they will bite and they can leave it. Even though you are giving such kind of playthings also, see that it is for a limited time period, not for extensively.
sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. So now let us come to the second part, the tools for disabilities. So there are walkers, canes, and then various devices which are helping to enable the person to walk, and the and to use the manual or power wheelchairs also, or electric scooters, like that. Then the ramps, uh, grab bars, automatic doors, wider doorways which will be helping to accommodate wheelchairs. They should be used, or whenever a building is being constructed, and that too whenever the educational institution is being built, such kind of attention should be given. So the assistive technology enabled the students with disabilities to compensate for their impairments, and this specialized technology will be promoting independence and decreases the need for the other support. And rehabilitative as well as the assistive technology can enable the individuals to care for themselves as well as care for their family. First of all, we should be able to take care of ourselves, then only we can care for the other family members, right? So that is to be taken care of. Next comes the rehabilitation engineering. So what is rehabilitation engineering? It is actually the use of engineering principles to develop technological solutions and devices to assist individuals with disabilities and aid the discovery of physical as well as cognitive functions lost because of disease or injury. So the disability happens for various reasons, but the engineering principle should help to overcome or to have a better life. So these tools help people with day-to-day activities related to employment, independent living, as well as the education. So whenever we think of it, nobody can forget Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was a person who was instrumental for this rehabilitation engineering, and he has used the metal which was used in the this for making launching the satellites, so that will be really lightweight, and so that material he has used to prepare the calipers, that is the for the polio affected individuals, they need a extra limb to walk. For that, that will be really heavy, and he has helped developing that, as well as he has also helped the formation of production of the stunt which is used in the heart. Okay, whenever heart surgery is done, and the for preparing the stunt also he has contributed. So such kind of thinking should be there. Yeah, space is really essential, going to space is essential, but at the same time caring for the affected or troubled individual is also essential. Okay, so then the there are nowadays the man brain computer interface is there. If a person thinks of something itself, they can do, the robotics can assist doing that. So that is also there. So this assistive technology is defined as any device or any piece of equipment or system that helps to enhance the lives and accommodate people with special needs, impairments, or disabilities. So that is the assistive technology. Here is thing what each and everyone can contribute, and you, especially the engineering students, can contribute. So this types of assistive technology will be like mobility aids to move, and the tools that will help to move, then hearing as well as the language aids, then cognitive aids. Aids refers to devices, okay, and then some physical modifications, some tools, features, and devices, some softwares and high-tech devices. All these will be helpful. Okay, so these make the life of the people easier, and this will a new generation of smart technology is nowadays assisting the people with disabilities in ways never before thought it was possible. Okay, so when I am discussing about that, you will be also being attracted towards this. So electronics is now contributing to make the disability a manageable one. So they are technology is offering so much solution for many things, and it is helping the life of and improving the life of people around them. So the medical science is also that way, and this medical science is also benefited from engineering, as well as so the various tools are being developed. So there are hearing systems, and some hearing app is also there, which has been launched by World Health Organization, that is called Hear WHO, which will help to find out whether the person is having hearing disability or not. And there are some, you can see the small tools which can be fixed by the person to have a better movement. Then the super pacemakers in heart, in natural way itself, there are some pacemakers which will initiate the pumping, but for some people this pacemaker goes wrong. Now for this some of this artificial pacemakers, super pacemakers are developed that will measure and see and monitor properly the heartbeats, and will see that the energy is being delivered properly to all parts of the body. Then wheelchair we may have seen, but nowadays motorized wheelchair is there. So this will help for the proper movement of the affected individuals, and also for if they want to climb the terrain, also it will be helpful. So these tools are not only because of the persons who are born with some disability. After certain age also, people who could see properly, now they are not able to see. People who could walk properly, they cannot walk. So some people who cannot sleep properly, for all those things some devices are there. There is a device called a Nightingale, which is a sleep which is helpful for um, to sleep properly. So this is a two plug-in kind of thing. This has two speakers, and this will blanket the room. It will prevent the outside noise of the home as well as the inside noise of the room, and this will give proper sleep. Sleep is very essential for any person. With the proper sleep only the person can function properly. So that is, it is helping. Then virtual games. So you may be thinking virtual games is not a blessing, it is really a curse because children are playing too much with the virtual games. No, but at some times there are some disease conditions like hemophilia, where continuously the children need blood transfusions, and those blood transfusions are really painful, and they don't like also. By the time, to grab their attention, this virtual games are being played. So when that is being played, this children will be attracted to these games, and they will not be affected by they will not be feeling the pain much. Then Tap C, this is a innovative app. In mobile you can install it, and with this Tap C, if you are taking an image, for example, a visually handicapped, a visually challenged person is being given a rupee note. If he wants to see what is it, he can take the picture. Then the mobile can communicate. The Android device can communicate. Okay, this is a 10 rupee note. Then, if a flower pot is taken, then it will tell this is a flower pot. If a coffee cup is kept, it can tell this is a coffee cup. This is an apple, like that. This Tap C is really a blessing. This is a device. Then next is liftware. We can lift a spoon of fruit or a spoon of cereal when we are eating or having our breakfast. That is not an issue. But there are some persons whose the limbs are being affected, and they don't have a self stabilization. At that time, this tools called liftware, they can maintain and lift it properly. So when the people, they couldn't feed properly, they can't feed them as well as themselves, as well as they will spill it over, and this will lead to frustration. So that can be prevented. The next device called as Dot. So this is a Braille smartwatch. So can any one of the student tell me what is Braille? Can any one of the student, you can tell me what is Braille?
And letters used by blind people too.
Yeah, yes, very good. So that will be like it will be like little, if we touch and see, we can feel the letters. It will be some small dots will be kind of thing will be arranged together to communicate things. So this is a kind of watch kind of thing, Braille smartwatch. So this will help them to read messages. If you touch something, then it will read the message. If you want to send some message, then you can send the message. So like that, it is actually transform the lives of millions of impaired persons. Next is glucoware. So for diabetic individuals, the blood glucose need to be monitored properly, and the insulin should be taken if required. Okay, so in diabetes there are two major types of diabetes. One is type 1 diabetes and another one is type 2 diabetes. So in type 2 diabetes, this is like this particular is manageable if the person go for a proper walk, if the person can take proper balanced diet, that can be manageable. But type 1 diabetes, there is complete insulin loss. They should take insulin. So it is always essential. So continuously they should prick and see what is the blood glucose, and then they have to prick again for insulin. But now this device, if they are wearing it in their hand, this can measure automatically the blood glucose level in the particular person, and it can also automatically inject the level of insulin from the pump what is fixed to the body. And so this is a device, that is a glucowear. And then voice for you, this is a game changing app, which is an alternative communication tool. A person who has suffered from stroke or who has acquired brain injuries, they can't effectively express their thoughts, ideas, and feelings. If they feel, I want water, if they want to tell, yeah, thank you for visiting me, if they want to tell, I am hungry, if they want to tell, I feel like crying, they can't tell. Their system is not supporting them. But this voice for you, if they touch itself, they can tell, or it can communicate. Okay. So with this, yeah, like let me thank the organizers for giving me this particular opportunity. And it has always made all of us to think and take action towards making our world more inclusive for everyone. What does this mean? Like the world is not only just for the healthy people, it is for all, everyone who is with us. So those who are suffering also, we should try and contribute in some way or the other. So the ability is really what you are capable of doing, and motivation will determine what you want to do, and your attitude will actually help you in determining how well you can do it. Okay. So with this, let me thank also, let me wish you students and all of us, those who have listened to this, and let us have an awareness, and try to contribute towards preparing some of the devices that is possible, and give it to our friends, or who is really in need of this, who are facing this disability. And also, if at all you couldn't make a device or share it with anyone, at least share a smile. Small smile can make or brighten the life of those people, okay, who are really in trouble. Okay. Yes, thank you once again for this opportunity. And people can, if any students or staff, if you want to interact, you can interact with me. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Ka,
Yes,
for
thank you. Okay, thank you.
students. You can interact.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is Siddharthan again.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable information.
Okay.
Actually, I have you told about app and all, ma'am, right? I am also a big fan of app. Actually, I am following Dr. Shiva Ayadure, ma'am, for past 1.5 2 years, I think so. I am
Okay.
following Dr. Shiva Ayadure. He is also a bioscientist,
Okay.
and he created an app like to improve the immune system of life of a person. He created an app which is having three Ayurveda principle, which is Vata, Kapha, and Pitta, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
And actually, there is a triangle principle: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. If it is equal amount of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, it will be good for life. So,
Okay.
based on that, he created an app and he filed a patent also. But the patent file is still pending. I am
Okay.
following her. I am following him, and he told about some concept about this Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And I
Okay.
want to hear you from you, ma'am. What is the idea of this particular Vata, Pitta, and Kapha principle, and
Okay.
how it is? What is the impact of this three concept with the immune system, ma'am?
Okay. I am not really an expert of that. This comes under alternative medicine, right? And but I strongly believe that this is actually governing that all our system, and our immune system is really capable of tackling all kind of diseases if we are staying positive. Okay, like we should be feeling that I am healthy, all is well. Okay, and then second, you should bless the environment as well as where you are, as well as bless the people with whom you are. Okay, then you should be thankful for what you are been having or what you are living, for everything. And we should respect our own self, like we should not take any kinds of drugs, or that kind of things should be, or spoilage to the body should be avoided. Also, fasting and feasting is not good for health. Okay, so fasting, whenever we feel we are angry with someone, we don't want to eat, that is really wrong. If you have so many plenty of food, we are grabbing things, and that is also wrong. You might have learned the communism principle, like the extra idli after your hunger is belongs to someone else. Okay, so if we have all those, following the good practices, and taking the spices as well as the medicines and local food that is available, then the person's body will be healthy. And this will help to maintain the balance between the three of Vada, Pitta, and Kapha. And when this is being balanced, all these three are really essential. So with that only, that is only making a person awake. That is only making a person to go and sleep. That is only making a person to get angry also. Or angry in the sense, you will think, how is it going to help? Sometimes with some kind of upward emotions only, we are capable of doing or achieving some things. That is also, it is helpful. So this will really have an impact. But I am not a person who is able to comment properly on this. So a doctorate holder of this Ayurveda can really comment on it. If you need any suggestions, like I am in touch with few of the MD doctors of Siddha. I can get their help for you and clarification. But I believe, and this our traditional medicine system is good. But I don't have. I agree to you that I don't have commendable knowledge on it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Sooner after we will create a toy or app as per your suggestion, ma'am. Our students
Yes.
will contact and please guide us for getting the projects or some other. We will also participate in some other competitions also, and we will help the society sooner after.
Yeah. Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you. So,
It was really
thank you
nice
so much.
interacting with you all. And it will be this message should really touch the heart of the people, and we should be compassionate to the people who are with a disability and aged persons. We should have some compassion. That is the need of having or remembering this particular day, and creating this awareness. Okay, so if that message is reached, then yeah, thanks a lot.
Students, any other questions? Okay. Thanks, Ka.
Students, you can interact and you can get the questions. And for your information, actually, Dr. M.Jayalakshmi ma'am is actually the sister of Dr. M. Babu sir. And if you have any questions or further contact, you can also contact her and sir also. For doing any app or any type of toys, we will have a toycathon competitions every year, for especially for engineering students. It is so central government has taken initiative, and with the guidance of ma'am also, we can do some toy, and we can get we can
Yeah.
get into the competition and we can get the prizes.
First, you can interact with your own parents as well as grandparents and ask what kind of toys they have used. So based on such kind of toys, now few of them are being forgotten. Based on that, we can build something, as well as use some natural materials, or reuse some of the materials if at all possible. To the core, you see that the allergic substances or stuffings are not put inside the toys. See that toys, by playing the toys, the children's mental ability should improve. Such kind of keeping some of the points into mind, this toys can be built. Yes, thank you. Can I?
Any other questions? Thank you, Kam.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
thank you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Jayalakshmi, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and request to conduct this webinar. And I also thank every participants for their uh, cooperation. And I also thank management, Dr. M. Jayakumar, our Father Bretto, and also Dr. M. Armu Babu sir, for giving me this opportunity to conduct this particular webinar. And participants, you can fill the feedback form. After filling the feedback form, you can get the certificate. Feedback form link is given in the messages. So if you have any questions, you can contact. Otherwise, you can leave. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, and we will contact again for further any
Yes,
other webinar, ma'am.
yeah, sure. I'm happy
Thank
to
you, ma'am.
interact with you. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
Kam.
you.
Okay, Kam.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Kam. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm leaving. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. ரெக்கார்ட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு வந்துடுறேன் மேடம். ரெக்கார்ட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்குது. ஸ்டாப்
Students, you
பண்ணிட்டு
can fill the feedback form, and link is given in the messages. After filling the feedback form only, you can get the certificate. Certificate will be automatically get into your email ID.
சிலபஸ்
After filling the feedback form, you can get the certificate in your email. Thank you so much.
போஸ்ட்மேன் ஒரு இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நான் தேவையானதை எடுத்தேன். ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வச்சு டக்குன்னு முடிச்சு